Capricorn, welcome to the Tarot Room. My name is Robyn. And Cappies, today let's do your July 2025 monthly reading. Let's talk about you, Capricorn. Let's see what's up with the collective. Let's get ahead of the energy, see what's coming towards you. So we're going to start this reading today with the 4-card spread. We're going to see where Spirit wants you to focus, what they want you to avoid or step back from. Look at the biggest challenge and advice. Then we'll move into the general spread and see what's coming towards you, what you can expect. Spirit guides, where do you want Capricorn to focus or spend time on this month? Okay. The 8 of Cups in reverse. Okay. What do you want Capricorn to avoid, step back from, is Temperance. Okay. What's the biggest obstacle, challenge, or barrier here for Cappies in July of 2025? Page of Cups. The advice, we have Temperance, we have Sagittarius, we have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. What's the advice for this Page of Cups? The advice for Capricorn, baby. 9 of Wands. Okay. All right, let's get into it because the 8 of Cups is in reverse, and this is where Spirit wants you to focus or spend more time this month. Let's understand that. What does it all mean? Let's understand that for Cappies. The World. Okay. The Hanged Man, they want you to look at something from a higher point of view. There's the Page of Wands, creativity. And there's the Star. There's your healing. There's definitely an ending or a new cycle coming through with this world. But with the Hanged Man and the Knight of Pentacles, there's the Empress. There's the 8 of Wands. There's a heading into uncharted territory here. The Empress there represents letting go of what you can't control. I believe there's a change being thrown upon you, thrust upon you. Whenever I say thrust upon you, I always see like Gimli and Aragorn like throwing Gimli. I don't know, for anyone who's seen Lord of the Rings. Anyway, so there's something you're going to have to do this month that you might not want to do. There's a transition or a change, walking away from something you don't want to walk away from. And there's an element here of really focusing on the higher perspective, the higher picture. Focus on where you're going and where this is taking you. With that 8 of Wands, you're being taken in a new direction, down a new path here. There's a transitionary energy, Capricorn. And they want you to focus on the bigger perspective, the higher perspective, looking at it from a bird's eye view here. Okay, we'll see how that plays out a little bit more. Because what they want you to avoid is temperance. That could be indulgence. It could be knocking you off kilter here. Let's understand this. What is it that you want Capricorn to avoid or step back from? Wanting to work on it. The Magician, the 8 of Pentacles, and there's the King of Pentacles. They want you to avoid, it's like, I'm trying to think of an example, but I can't think of an example. So they want you to avoid trying to work on something where there's no point in working on it anymore. It's like you started a business 3 years ago. You've worked on it every single day. You don't have a single customer. You don't have a single client. You haven't made a penny. It might be time to let that go. Maybe not forever. Maybe just got to put on the sidelines and the side burner while you go get a job or something that can pay the bills. So it's like they don't want you to continue to bang your head against something. So it's like an acceptance energy. And they want you to avoid trying to work on this and trying to work on this when there's nothing left to work on. Do you know what I mean? So you're in a relationship with a person, they're never going to change. They leave the fridge open every single day. You're so sick of fighting with them over the fridge. You're hitting your head. Your milk's going rotten, but they won't close the damn fridge. And it's been 3 years you've been fighting about it. There's no point in fighting about that fridge anymore because they're not going to change. So I hope I explained that correctly. They want you to avoid trying to work on something where there's nothing left to work on, right? It's like the 5 of Swords energy. There's no point in the conversation. There's no point in trying to do this anymore. So it's taking a step back from something here that you don't want to take a step back from, but they want you to avoid trying to continue to work on it. It's like the universe is sending you every sign from here to Timbuktu that you shouldn't be doing this. It's like you're smoking cigarettes, but you're still smoking those cigarettes. It's time to butt out and put your health first kind of energy. Okay. Because the challenge is your feelings, your dreams. I feel there's a sideline, a sidebar. Let's understand the challenge here for the Page of Cups. It could just be emotions and yeah. There's the Ace of Wands, there's the Page of Swords, and there's the 5 of Wands. You don't want to let this go. I don't know what this is. It could be a relationship, a friendship, a job, a business. But there's the decision you're going to have to. And again, there's the Queen of Swords. So if you don't want to let it go forever, like let's say it's your side hustle, maybe you just need a break. So you can take a step back, so you can maybe reapproach it in a couple weeks, couple months, get a fresh eyes. The challenge is where to go from here. And I feel that there's also an element of your feelings. I think there's overwhelming feelings. I think you're being pushed down a path. Like I said, something that you want is being delayed here. And the challenge is going to be getting creative and moving forward and figuring out kind of where to go from here. The advice is the Nine of Wands. That is the Wounded Warrior. I do feel a little bit of frustration here, Capricorn. But the Nine of Wands is my top of, Mount Everest card. You're 10 feet from the top. You're almost where you want to go. So you got to walk away in order to get there. You got to walk away from this in order to get where you want to go. And that's going to hurt. But that's the advice. There's a Three of Wands. In order to get what you want to get in life, you do need to let this go. I do feel it's like a temporary energy, but I do feel you need to let this go. At least that's the advice. If this is your reading, we'll see. The advice is to walk away from this. It's just not worth your effort and your time at this point, Capricorn. Okay, let's do your general spread. Let's get into it. Let's see what this is, what's going on, what we're talking about today. Let's get the cards out. And Capricorn, for those of you who are interested, I am open for personal readings if you'd like one. The link is in the description box below, and they can be found on my website, thetarrotroom.net. We have blessed, and then we have yang. Okay, so that's the overall energy here. So it's the yang is the masculine energy. You could be a masculine. It could be getting into your masculine. It could be masculine influencing you. And the blessed is focusing on your blessings, the things you have to be appreciative and thankful for. Because I am. So it's like when you're going through tough times, right? Or something's not going the way you want it to go. The easiest thing to do is focus on the negative. One of the most difficult things to do is stay optimistic, positive, and focus on what you do have and what's going your way. And that's all about alchemy of the mind. And that's what I see here. And the overall energy or the emphasis is Libra. So the energy is diplomatic and gracious. It seeks harmony and balance in your relationships. All right, Cappy, let's see what this is. Let's see what we're talking about. Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag energy. There's a Six of Pentacles. So it's revolving around this person. What direction? Page of Swords is in reverse, but the World is upright. So there's the ending with this person, not giving to something. This is a very charitable card. Someone could be taking advantage of your kindness, of your big heart. Could be taking money from you, or it could just not be an equal give and take. Page of Swords is in reverse. Okay. Two more for Cappe. That card's in my lap. Track it down. All right, what is it? Hermit. Virgo energy. One more. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy here. So we have, and there's Taurus energy, the Hierophant. Okay. And there's you. And there's you having, taming the temptation, the devil here. There's your stress. Whoa, how many cards did I pick up? There's the Moon and the Ace of Wands. Heavy emotions. I do feel this is something that's important to you, or something that, like I said before, you don't want to stop, but I don't know if you have a choice. I think that there's someone taking you for granted, taking advantage of you here with this Queen of Wands, right? It could be a boss, could be a company, it could be a person. What's the Queen of Wands? Who's the Queen of Wands for Capricorn? Whoa. Yeah, okay. Lovers, it could be a relationship, but I just feel it's a choice to do what's best for you. You got to follow your heart. But there's two people on different pages here. The Knights tell us energy. They tell us direction, right? Capricorn and these Knights are definitely not on the same page. They're definitely going in different directions. And there's the Four of Cups in reverse. That is the card of complaining. So I feel like I do feel it's a person in your life, and I do feel this person's not going to change. And I feel it's like you're banging your head against the wall, right? You're trying to compromise. You're trying to do everything. You're trying to work with it. But with that Six of Pentacles, it's like you're the only one working on it. You're the only one coming up with solutions. You're only one, compromising, sacrificing. If this is work, you're the only one doing the work. You got some lazy coworkers here. We all met those motherfuckers. So there's an element where it is not an equal give and take. It is not balanced. You're either being underpaid, undervalued, underappreciated. You're encountering someone here that's not going to change. It's time to stop that. Right? If it's, let's say it's relationship, you're pursuing this person, you're planning the dates, you're pushing things forward, you're the only one initiating. Once you take a step back, that connection will die off because that person's not doing any of that work. So there is a change in a friendship, relationship, connection. They've kept it general. Could be a relationship, could be business, could be a friendship, Capricorn. But it's time to let that go. Meaning it's not going to change, and I do feel like you don't want to. But it could be someone asking you for money all the time, and they got to fly. They got to take care of themselves. So It does revolve around this Queen of Wands here. I do feel it's an ongoing issue, saga, or experience. And there's the World. There's the ending. Because you got to be honest with yourself. It's not fair to you to continue to bang your head against the wall like this. Okay. So we start that month off with this transition and this ending. So the Page of Swords in reverse. What is that for Capricorn? Queen of Wands. That there's looking at this from a higher perspective. Whoa. Again, there's the this person's not honest. Okay, this person's lying to you. Okay. There's you moving on from that. This person may have had a lot of false promises. It could be a boss or a company. Yeah, we're going to give you that raise. Yeah, we're going to give you that promotion. Never happens. It could be a friend and they're never there for you. You're always there for them. There's a liar here, and you know it, and it really hurts you, Capricorn. So, and there's the High Priest and the High Priest. It could be a relationship, like a love relationship, but there is a conflict and a battle here, and it's looking at it from a higher perspective. I feel we got that already in the four card spread, but there's this person. The Page of Swords in reverse is a liar. They could be spreading rumors. They could be gossiping. They could be telling people things that aren't true. However it applies, this person's lying, and it is creating a conflict. So I feel this is actually an internal conflict. You're angry, you're mad, you're frustrated. The Knight of Swords is a very impulsive guy. But you're going to take a step back. You're not going to act impulsively. You're going to look at it from a higher perspective. Okay, whatever this person's saying or doing, I can't change. I can't control it. I've done everything that I can to try and work this out. So what's best for me is to take a step back here from this person. Yeah, the Hermit and the Knight of Wands. Some things are better left unsaid. They could be trying to trigger a reaction from you here. They could be trying to create drama for you here with other people or with you. But the message here, Capricorn, is to pull yourself back, and that's what I see you doing with the Hermit. Not engaging anymore with this person, not going in the cycle anymore with this person, not dealing with it. You know, you go into the office, you're expecting your raise, you don't get a raise. There's no point in arguing and what's the point of that? There's no point. The best thing to do is walk out, look for a new job, right? So this is some things are better left unsaid style of energy. What's the Hierophant? What's the Hierophant here for a Capricorn? They're going with the flow. There's the ending. Because I don't think that you want to let it go. And there's the Emperor, excuse me, the Empress and the King of Pentacles. There's you just realizing that it's not worth your energy anymore. So I feel at the end of the month we have that acceptance. I do feel there's you had to walk away. You're going to have to leave something behind, a person, place, or thing, Capricorn, that you don't want to leave behind. But you don't have a choice. You got to do what's best for you. So you're letting go. I see a transitionary energy here. Obviously, you're changing jobs, changing friendships, changing relationships. You're going to leave that behind. The Hierophant here is a spiritual lesson. So we see his hands, as above, so below, as within, so without. But he's also the middle pillar here. This is using your spiritual knowledge and applying. And that here is letting go of control. So the Four of Pentacles is go with the flow. You cannot control what's happening here. You can't change it. The only thing you can do is what's best for you. So Capricorn, you're going to be kind of pushed into a position this month of walking away from something that you have invested in. And it's going to be difficult. But towards the end of the month, you're kind of in that acceptance energy. They're a liar, cheater, stealer. They're not worth your time anymore. It's just not worth it anymore for you. You got to do what's best for you. And so I see that the message here is to focus on your blessings, the things you do have, the things that you're thankful for. So that you can kind of move through this energy as seamlessly as possible. There's your fresh start and your self-love. And there's the Chariot. Moving forward, prioritizing you. It could be the end of a relationship with the Chariot and the Ace of Cups. We had the Hierophant there. It could be. But whatever the relationship or friendship or situation is, you're definitely moving forward in a very self-love energy in the month of July. All right, Cap, that's what we have. So let's grab some oracles. We'll see what they want to say, and then we'll jump back into the tarot, and we'll do a potential outcome. We'll see where you are in the month of August 2025. We'll go a month out, see how things are playing out, see how things are doing, seeing if this person's causing drama or if, you're just moving on. All right, we have a little bit of obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or a situation, turn the dilemma over to Spirit. Doing so will help you bring clarity and even solve the problem. Okay. And the Akashic Record message for Cappies. Akashic. All right. Your guardian angels. Yeah. When people remove, not when people, when the Spirit, when the divine removes people from our lives, I really believe it's being divinely guided. That's just my belief. Guardian angels. Your problems today will disappear. Your guardian angels encourage you to maintain a positive outlook on life since your luck is about to change. It's time to put to use your captivating energy and inspirational personality. Don't let your ego get the best of you, though. And patience. There's wisdom in being patient with good things, like planting flowers. It takes time to bloom. So keep working hard while waiting, and you will eventually reap the fruits of success. Patience will make your life more exciting. Okay. So patience as you're letting go of this person, place, or thing. What's the energy oracle message for Capricorn? Energy oracle message. Okay, so we have the man holding a coin. That could be you, could be your money, could be... Shit, there's the hostilities. Oh, okay. There's the goddess of the moon. And there's your crown chakra. There's envy. That's why the blessed is here. So, kind of feel like the King of Pentacles is this... I know I'm calling the King of Pentacles. The man holding a coin is the Queen of Wands, whoever this person is. You're mad. You're angry. The hostilities is them. So I do feel they're mad and they're angry. And here's the thing. I'm just going to say what I'm going to say. They might spread rumors. They might gossip. They might lie about you. You know, when people get caught doing horrible things, they tend to project it out. They're embarrassed. And I do feel this person's going to be taking certain things out on you, right? If they've been taking you for granted, taking advantage of you, all of a sudden you're setting your boundaries. They're going to have issues with that, Capricorn. That's perfectly normal. The goddess of the moon in reverse in the second chakra, the message is here is not to let them make you doubt yourself. If they're sitting there spreading lies and they're gossiping to you about, you know, to other people in the I was saying courtroom, I don't know, but I was going to say lunchroom. That's their problem, not yours, right? If people want to believe that, then they didn't want to believe the good things anyway. So they're really not in your corner in the first place. So this is an element of trusting you, trusting your decision. Don't let what this person's swaying or saying or doing sway your decision. So like I said, you know, like let's say this person's been borrowing a lot of money from you. Let's say it's a company that's been underpaying you. Of course, once you start standing up, they're not going to be happy, right? And expect that. Expect a little bit of hostility from them. But they're just lying. They're just embarrassed. They can't get away with it anymore. And the big message here is don't let that sway your opinion. Don't start to doubt yourself because of what someone else is saying or doing towards you, or about other people. Focus on you and what's best for you here, Cappy. I feel like I'm missing something. Where am I? Oh, here, there. Am I missing something with the goddess of the moon in reverse? Am I missing a message there for Capricorn? I kind of feel like I might be. What did I miss saying? Hold on, Cap. Yeah, okay. Stay confident. That's why the yang is there. The yang is you. So it really is stay confident. I do feel you got to be prepared for that. They might say some pretty hurtful things here. And just remember that it's a reflection of them. Stay confident and trust in yourself here, Capricorn. Okay. All right, Cappy, let's do it. Let's get down to it. Let's get your potential outcome. Now, when I say potential, there's always free will. You're going to make the decisions you're going to make. And when I say outcome, let's see where you are in August 2025. Well, we have the 10 of Cups, so you are at peace. Peace. All right, you've come to terms. You're at peace with it. And there's the 8 of Swords. But it doesn't mean it's not in the back of your mind sometimes. We'll see. See what else comes through for Capricorn. Yeah, there's the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. There's a Queen of Pentacles. Let's just move these cards. I'm running out of space on the tarot table. One more. And yeah, the Ace of Swords. You know. And there's a 3 of Wands. Okay. You're working hard. You're in there, Knight of Wands. What's the Knight of Wands? Yeah, 3 of Cups. Okay. You're working hard. You got your head down. You're hustling here. There's a sense of relief and honesty, I feel. You're at peace with it. You can't change it. You've made your decision. You're moving forward. This person is who they are. That's it. I do see with the 8 of Swords. Doesn't mean it's not still in the back of your mind. What they said, what they did, right? You don't just let go in a month. That's not realistic. So it is still kind of creeping on your mind sometimes. There's still that element of it, you know, thinking about it sometimes. But I don't see it really negatively affecting you or your energy. It's not affecting your decisions or where you're heading. There's the Queen of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. So either you got a new job, could be self-employed, starting your own business, could be just a new job. Or it could just be working on yourself. You're single, you've left a relationship behind, you're just focusing on you and your family. There's an element here of working hard. You're hustling, you're mastering things, and you're just focusing on yourself and your future. you see the truth. You know, you see the lies beneath the surface here. You're reading between the lines. But the Ace of Swords is there, so you're just being honest. You've just had this realization, this understanding. It's not going to change. There's no point in continuing to go down that path, as difficult as that might be. Now, with the Three of Wands, we're still in progress mode, right? Your ships are coming in, but they're not there just yet. So there's still a little bit of work that needs to be done, right? So there's an element of transitionary energy, of just being honest and accepting it. Still comes across your mind sometimes, but you're working hard, you're hustling, you're moving forward. But you're at a very peaceful energy. So you're letting go. There's acceptance here, Capricorn, is what I see. And I see at the beginning, there was maybe a challenge accepting the situation for as it is. So, you know that they say time heals everything. And what I see is you're just got your head down, you're hustling, you're working hard. You're focusing on you and where you're heading in life, not what this person's saying or doing. Don't even feel their energy at all here, Capricorn. So that's what I got. That's what's up. That's what's going down. So Capricorn, I do hope you enjoyed your reading. I do hope it resonated with you. And as always, if you like your reading and if you like my style, I do ask that you like, comment, subscribe. It does help my channel to grow. Thank you, Capricorn. I always appreciate your support. And let's close your reading off with your final message today. Okay. So keep good company, read good books, love good things, and cultivate soul and body as faithfully as you can. Take 10 minutes out of your day to read. That's what I have. Truly wish you the best of luck. Until next time.